Hello and welcome back to the MonsterTalk Report. Once again, we return to Stadium Championship Series Blue for this weekend's event in El Paso, Texas. Last weekend in Anaheim was definitely one of the best weekends that Monster Jam has had to offer this season, with easily the best action and the best moments. The points still continue to be led by Tyler Menninger, but one thing is for certain, with how unpredictable this series has and continues to be, nothing is guaranteed. All of the action from El Paso is coming up next as we first preview tonight's field of competitors. Our field of competitors tonight consists of Tyler Menninger in Gravedigger, Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger powered by Hoonigan, Cynthia Gauthier in the Lucas Stabilizer, Charlie Porkin pilots El Toro Loco as he once again fills in for Mark List, Barry Misawa in Zombie, Colt Stevens in Thunderoris, Jim Kohler in Avenger, Corey Rummel in Megalodon, Chris Kohler in Monster MUTT, Joe Foldy in Axe, John Gordon in Bad Company, and Ryan Disharoon in Shaker. The UTEP Sun Bowl Stadium has played host for numerous Monster Jam shows over the years, and 2023 was no different. Starting off with Event 1 in Round 1 of Racing, El Toro Loco defeated Bad Company, Megalodon defeated Axe, Zombie received a bye run, and Thunderoris defeated Lucas Stabilizer. In Round 2, Son of a Digger defeated El Toro Loco, Shaker defeated Megalodon, Gravedigger defeated Zombie, and Avenger defeated Thunderoris. In the semi-finals, Shaker defeated Son of a Digger, and Gravedigger defeated Avenger. The final round of Racing saw Ryan Disharoon and Tyler Menninger square off in Racing once again. However, it would be Tyler Menninger and Gravedigger picking up his 8th racing win of the entire season. As we've said before when talking about this tour, the interesting track layout for this tour provides drivers many opportunities to try things that others might not normally attempt in hopes of a better score. In 3rd place was Ryan Disharoon in Shaker. Disharoon has always been an underdog in the skills challenge because when he's settled in and comfortable with the truck, he will always pull off something great. A solid moonwalk off the step up and a reverse popper of the backside of the racing lane would cement his 3rd place finish in the skills challenge. In 2nd place was Charlie Porkin in El Toro Loco. Porkin's skills routine was quite impressive considering how simple yet effective it was. A nice clean bicycle riding from one end of the stadium to the other, and a great moonwalk off the step up. Taking the skills challenge win in El Paso Event 1 was none other than Cynthia Gauthier in the Lucas Stabilizer. Gauthier really seemed to try something fairly creative compared to the usual moves that are performed, and it for sure paid off for at least the first move. Her 2nd hit appeared to be an attempt at a rebound stopping moonwalk combo. Her 1st hit, however, was an attempt at a slap wheelie into moonwalk, but she had so much kick from the jump that she actually completely front flipped, much to the electric crowd in El Paso, giving her the win. Freestyle on Stadium Series Blue always provides great action. Huge saves from Misawa, a crazy backflip from Disharoon is just one of many great highlights from freestyle. Taking home 3rd place for Event 1 was Tyler Menninger in Gravedigger. This run was nothing short of a typical great freestyle from Menninger. From start to finish, the momentum was amazing. Every hit felt like it was a seamless transition into the next, not to mention a textbook backflip and some big air sprinkled throughout. Taking 2nd place was Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger. Ryan Anderson's run, like Tyler Menninger's, was again nothing short of typical. Even better momentum, throwing in some 2-wheel action as he successfully pulled off what Gauthier was trying in skills, a backflip to wheelie, and absolute massive air almost every hit. Taking the win in freestyle for El Paso Event 1 was Cynthia Gauthier in the Lucas Stabilizer. After many people believed Anderson's freestyle run should have won at Event 5 in Anaheim last weekend, only to be outscored by GAUTHIER, this time around I think GAUTHIER's score was well earned. She may not have had the same momentum as the other two, but bigger air and the wow factor of the night, having a backflip rebounding and almost rolling over into a save, helped her claim the freestyle win. After a solid night in El Paso, Event 1's overall event champion would see Ryan Disharoon in Shaker win his very first, as all the drivers celebrated and congratulated Disharoon on his overall win. Event 2 was notable even before the show had started. A massive dust storm was ravaging through the El Paso area, and the wind was so strong it helped this porta potty live out its lifelong dream of participating in intros. The show still went on, however, as all seat tops were removed in case one of them let loose and got caught in something. In round 1 of racing, Lucas Stabilizer defeated Megalodon. Avenger defeated MUTT as Avenger suffers a big crash but still can advance on in the bracket. El Toro Loco defeated Axe and Thunderoris defeated Bad Company. In round 2, Gravedigger defeated Lucas Stabilizer, Avenger defeated Shaker, but once again, Avenger crashed even harder than before, resulting him in not advancing on in the bracket. El Toro Loco would defeat Axe as Foley advanced when Zombie could not, and Son of a Digger defeated Thunderoris. In the semi-finals, a rematch of last night's final round of racing saw the same result, as Gravedigger defeated Shaker, and Son of a Digger defeated El Toro Loco. The final round of racing saw the two titans of the tour go one-on-one yet again for the racing victory. It would be Ryan Anderson defeating Tyler Menninger for the racing win. This skills challenge probably had an extra layer of difficulty for some drivers, with the ravaging winds still occurring during the show. Taking third place was Chris Kohler in Monster Mutt. After his well-deserved and first career wins in Anaheim last week, most likely was a huge confidence boost for Chris to try to win another competition. He was quite innovative this time around, successfully pulling off a bicycle that saw him ride it up the side of the center pod and all the way across it, along with a clean bicycle into save. In second place was Joe Foley in Axe. It's been a while since we've talked in depth about Foley. In fact, the last time was the very first time we got to see him compete back in San Diego. Despite some struggles in shows after San Diego, his skills routine in El Paso was truly unreal. A beautifully controlled moonwalk off the step up, riding it up before saving it, and this slap wheelie into sidewall save easily helped him secure second place. Taking the skills challenge win in El Paso Event 2 was Tyler Menninger in Gravedigger. If there's one thing you can count on when it comes to Menninger, is that he is always consistent unless the truck isn't 100%. Fortunately it was, pulling off two beautiful moonwalks off the center pod to secure another skills challenge win. Freestyle in El Paso had to compete with last night's amazing action, and for the most part, I'd say it did quite well. There were so many great moments that were filled throughout. Speaking of one of those, taking third place in freestyle was Mari Musawa in Zombie. Musawa's runs always stand out to me as they are very technical. Well, that is until he jumps over someone else's truck, but unfortunately none of that happened here, but the run was still pretty enjoyable. A good pace throughout, some great air, and a perfect backflip. He also had this crash at the end that almost saw him sidewall save out of it, but to no avail. Taking second place in freestyle was Corey Rummel in Megalodon. Rummel's freestyle was easily one of the best in my opinion. It was riddled with insanely great momentum, huge air almost every hit, even threw in this cool little save as he tried to do the slant wheelie into moonwalk combo, almost overdoing it like Gauthier did the previous night, and a perfectly executed backflip. Taking the freestyle win in El Paso Event 2 was Mr. Consistency himself, Tyler Menninger. What else is there to say when it comes to this phenomenal driver? His throttle rhythm keeps every second feel enjoyable, not to mention the run featured huge air, a perfect backflip, and a small save at the end of the run was the true cherry on top for Tyler Menninger. Your overall event champion would be, you guessed it, Craig Champ. Wait a minute, how did that get there? Sorry about that. Anyway, the actual overall event champion for Event 2 in El Paso was Tyler Menninger in Gravedigger, as the strange, exciting, and downright memorable weekend in El Paso comes to a close. Stadium Championship Series Blue's points seem to be probably the most interesting and has the most potential for a huge points shakeup. Menninger still takes first with 462 points, Ryan Anderson remains in second place with 430, and Byron Michelle in Zombie is still a big 123 points behind this series leader as he takes third place with 339 points. In fourth place is now the team of Charlie Porkin and Mark List in El Toro Loco with 304 points. As the phenomenal weekend for Cynthia Gauthier sees her jump all the way up into 5th place with 289 points. From here on out, the gap between the rest of the drivers continues to be close. Corey Rummel slips down into 6th with 287 points, while Colt Stevens and Jim Kohler yet again tied for 7th place, both with 285 points. Just a single point behind those two is John Gordon in Bad Company, as he locks out 9th place. Ryan Disharoon in Shaker and Chris Kohler in Monster MUTT are now both tied for 10th place on the series with 263 points, as Joe Foley in Axe locks out last place with 192 points. El Paso was definitely an exciting weekend of action. The tour got to see yet another series of shakeups in results and the points in general, as Ryan Disharoon took his very first overall event championship in Monster Jam. Tyler Menninger and Ryan Anderson seem to almost be on their own level right now, as all the drivers in the mid-pack of the series are just a matter of a few points behind one another. Heading into Arlington this weekend, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw another big change up in points once again. Speaking of Arlington, this event is also the very first for Stadium Championship Series Blue to not be a doubleheader. Stadium Series Red has featured a few single stop events before, and with the drivers not having to conserve their trucks for another event, it is entirely likely that the drivers in Arlington will go all out for the fans. Thank you everyone all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon with some more Monster Truck content.